Thank you again, Imam. You have the floor. Give us praise, please. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين وإن تستفتحوا فقد جاءكم الفتح نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل والله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر وسوس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Shukran, Imam C. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Chairman. Lord God of power and might of all creation, you who have created this nation, the Gambia, and you who have planted each and every person in this land, the citizenry. We pray, Lord, that you will uphold us at this point of our democracy. Continue to guide, to protect, and to steer this nation forward to higher heights. Continue to diffuse all potential intention of bringing about misunderstanding among the people. We pray, Lord, that we as a people will learn to dialogue with one another, so that in dialoguing with one another we may come to common understanding as to how to build one another up. So we continue to bring out the truth in the TRRC. We pray, Lord, that those who will come here will only speak of what they know. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop. Council, I believe the technical difficulties have now been resolved and that we can continue with our hearing. Is that correct? If it is, you may proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, commissioners, and members of the audience. That is indeed the case. We've managed to resolve the technical problems. We hope that they would not resurface as the testimony progresses. We have the witness ready and waiting. It would be via video conferencing, and Maria Masingate would lead the witness. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I now hand over to Mariam.
Thank you. Please proceed, Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, members of the audience. Obi-Wan, can we have the witness on the screen, please?
I believe we will continue and have to manage the noise that is coming. But I don't want us to stop the proceedings again. Let's go on. Council, please continue.
Miss Maria Masingate would now lead the witness.
Good morning to you, Mr. Witness. As you already know, my name is Maria Masingate, and I will be leading you on behalf of the Commission today. We have interacted over the phone on several occasions, and during the course of our interactions, I had explained to you your duty to speak the truth. I had also warned you that lying to the Commission is an offense, and I would like to reiterate that point. It is indeed an offense to lie to the Commission or provide misleading information to the Commission under the laws of the Gambia and by virtue of the TRRC Act. So I would urge you, as you give your testimony this morning, to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Do you understand?
Right. Correct.
So just before we start, I'd like to administer the affirmation to you. So you repeat after me. I state your name, please.
My name is Momodou Ceesay.
Sorry, you will say I, then you state your name.
Oh, okay. I, Momodou Ceesay,
Affirm that
affirm that
I will speak the truth
I will speak the truth
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
As you have already affirmed, the Commission expects you to speak the whole truth. For your
Right.
testimony today, we are going to focus mainly on your involvement in the April 10 incident. We will first start with a few background questions, and then we'll move on to your career progression, and we'll move on to the April 10 incident and the aftermath of it. Do you understand?
Very correct. Understood, ma.
So if we're good to go, we can start now.
Yes, we can start.
Can you please state your name?
My name is Momodou Ceesay.
When and where were you born?
I was born in October 21st, 1972 in Dipakunda.
Can you please give us a brief summary of your educational background, starting from your primary education? Please, if you can recall, provide dates.
Okay. I started my primary school at the Senegalese primary school in Banjul. That was in the year 78 through the year 1984. Thereafter,
Just a moment, please. Just a moment.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, the audio is quite clear. So from the speaker, you can now remove the headpiece. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Right. So I was saying that my name is Momodou Ceesay, and I was born in October 21st, 1972 in
Mr.
Dipakunda.
Njai,
Now,
please can you
Ceesay,
speak into the
Ceesay.
mic because we're finding it a bit difficult to get you.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Can you get me now? Hello? Can you get me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. As I said, my name is Momodou Ceesay, and I was born in October 21st, 1972 in Dipakunda. Now, in 1978, that's when I started my primary school at the Senegal School in Banjul through 1984. After my command entrance, then I proceeded to a military high school in Senegal. And the name of the military high school is Prytanée Militaire of Saint Louis. There in 84, I went all the way, to GCE. That was in the year 1991 when I passed out, from that military school, military high school. In 1991, then I came back home in the Gambia because I was sent to that school by the government of the Gambia through protocol between Senegal. So 92, I joined the Gambia National Gendarmerie.
Sorry, just a moment before you continue with your evidence. You said you were sent to the high school through a protocol between Gambia and Senegal. Am I
Correct, ma.
correct? Can you please tell us
That's
how
very
that
correct.
selection took place?
Okay, the selection took place through competitive examination, and every year of the school year, the Senegalese government will either give 3, 5, 6, depending on the space number of students they can admit from other countries, and the Gambia was among them. So in the year '84, I'm referring to when I sat to that common entrance. I came out among the 3 successful Gambians who were accepted, and then we were sent to the military school in Senegal.
Upon your return to the Gambia, what did you do?
Right. Upon my return to the Gambia, then I joined the then Gambia National Gendarmerie. That was in 1992. After a successful training in 1993, May 93, then I passed out and be among the best, one of the best students. I passed out from the Gambia National Gendarmerie under the administration of Turkish.
What rank were you after your training?
After my training, I passed out as Lance Corporal in 1993 May. Then there, after 2 months, we had officers exam nationwide. Those who were successful, I was among them. In fact, I was one of the best. I came out first, in that exam, and then I was promoted to officer cadet, and then was standing by to go for my overseas course, my officer's course.
And where did you go for that officer's course?
Right. Thereafter, in 1994, April 1994, I went, to the Republic of Turkey, where I underwent, my officer's training course.
How long did that course last?
That course started in 1994 till 1995, April 1995. Then I came back home.
When you came back home, did your rank change from Lance Corporal?
No, actually, my rank changed when I passed, the officer's exam, and I was promoted to officer cadet before I go to Turkey. So I went to Turkey with my rank of officer cadet. After successfully finishing my training in the Republic of Turkey, then I came back home, and then I was promoted to second lieutenant. I was given the rank of second lieutenant.
And thereafter, what happened?
Thereafter, I was posted, at the army headquarters, because the time I went, to Turkey, the 1994 coup took place, and then the then gendarmerie was amalgamated, was diffused in a sort of. Some of the officers went to the police, the Gambia Police Force, and the other officers to the Gambia National Army. So we were a part of them, of us who came from Turkey. And then when I came, I was posted, at the Gambia National Army, and there I was promoted to the rank of second lieutenant. And I was working at the army headquarters.
And what was your role at the army headquarters?
Yeah, at the army headquarters, I was the operation and the logistics officer for 6 months before being redeployed.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I said at the army headquarters, I was the officer in charge of operations and logistics. And I was there for about 6 to 7 months before being redeployed.
Can you tell us how that Mr. Chairman, it seems as if we're back to square one again.
Oh my God. Ah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Thank God for that.
Ah, great.
You were telling us about your redeployment. Can you proceed with that?
Yes, please. Yes. So in 1995, then I was redeployed, to the Gambia Police Force, and then I was sent to the police training school as an instructor.
Can you tell us how that redeployment took place? Was it by choice or were you posted there?
It was not by choice. It was not my choice. The then government and the then Security Council, when I was called from the army headquarters, I was told that the Gambia Police Force or the government has intended to form a unit called Police Intervention Unit. And for that being the case, I was the one who was identified to be moved from the army to the police.
And when was this?
So that was in 19. When was that? In 96 January.
Go on, please.
Yeah, in January 96. So I was moved to the police training school as an instructor, where my duties was, to train a batch of police intervention. And at the police training, the first batch they were not fresh officers, they were old conquests, officers who were already in the police force that were selected from different units and the police station nationwide, all over the world, all over the country.
Can you please tell us what that training entailed?
Okay, that training entails VIP close protection, border patrols, crowd controlling, sentry duties, intelligence and counterintelligence, training, police leadership training, communication, map reading, so these were the subjects that I was supposed, to train for those officers identify.
The areas you mentioned, will that then be the component of the work of the PIU?
Yes, it's part of the component of the work of PIU. A point of correction, did I mention also, to maintain law and order, that's public disturbances? If I don't, then it's part of it.
Very well.
Yeah. So that was what I was assigned as my duty, at the training school as instructor.
Did you remain at the training school as an instructor?
Right. At the training school, when I finished the first batch, the one I told you, they were already trained officers who were selected from different police stations and the units. When I finished with them, they just pass out, and I still remain, at the police training school. And those pass out officers were sent to respective police stations and the unit nationwide in the country. Then in the same year, there was a fresh recruitment, and about 110, if I remember, it was 100 and something officers who were recruited, for me to train them freshly.
That will still be in 1996, right?
Right, ma, at the police training school as instructor still.
Go on.
Right. When I finished training those officers for about 6 to 7 months, then they pass out also from the police training school. And then since the strength that the Gambia government was looking for was not sufficient, enough, then they keep them in the Greater Banjul area, that is in Kanifing PIU, and then in Banjul, all lines.
Will that be the first batch that is stationed at a permanent location in Kanifing?
Very clear. That was the batch, first station in Kanifing, and then in Banjul. However, those who were trained previously, those officers I was telling you, and that they passed out and they were returned, to their respective unit, they were called as well to come and join, those trained, officers who stationed in Banjul and then Sarek and then Kanifing respectively.
And for how long did you remain at the training school as an instructor?
At the training school, immediately after those police officers passed out from the training school, it took me a few months, and then I was moved to the police intervention unit in Kanifing as the officer commanding intervention.
Can you please pause for a moment? We are not seeing you on the screen right now.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Chairman, can we still continue given that we can hear his voice, or we wait until he's projected on the screen? We still continue?
Yes, I think we can continue if we're hearing the audio is coming on all right. Otherwise, we're wasting time.
Very well. Obi-Wan, in the meantime, can you please make arrangements to have the witness on the screen while we continue? Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you please continue, Mr. Njai?
Yes, ma. Now, in the same year, 96, after some months,
yeah,
I was redeployed again a second time to the police intervention unit as the officer commanding.
Sorry, you said for the second time.
Yeah, for the second time from the army. I was from the army redeployed, to the police as instructor at the police training school. So when I finished training these officers, this set of batch, the first one and then this last one, I'm redeployed again from the police training school to the police intervention as officer commanding.
So as at this time, you were commanding the same men that you had trained?
Correct, ma. That's very right.
And how many men were there?
I was having 3 platoons of men in Kanifing, and each platoon could have up to not more than 30. Then I would say roughly about 90 men under my command.
Can you please briefly give us your responsibilities at that time?
Generally, my responsibility was to be responsible of the operation, logistics, and day-to-day administration of the office, inclusive the men, the officers that were under my command at that time.
And what was supposed to be the major duty of the PIU?
The major duty of PIU was to maintain law and order, to protect, the territory, the integrity of, the Gambia, inclusive, the people of the Gambia, and all other persons, regardless of nationality, tribe, or whatsoever. That was my main duty.
Can you please give us a structure of the PIU as it then was? At that time, you started commanding the men.
The structure of the PIU, I was the commanding, and then I had 3 platoons that were under each platoon. You have a sort of platoon commander. But at the headquarters level, at my headquarters level, I have my clerk. Then I have other men also who are responsible for the admin and responsible to dispatch the officers, on duties, plus my RSM, who's Babu Kadjata, and then it goes down, to the platoon commanders, and then, the 3 platoon as well.
In the course of carrying out your duties, can you please tell us
Yes,
what
ma'am.
tools were made available to you?
Right, to carry out my duties, the tools that the Gambia Police Force has given us initially were batons, seals, helmets, tear gases, a PA system. These were the tools that were given to us. Later on, when we were given some supplementary assignment, that is, that was to guard some bases in the Gambia under some of the key installation and the escort that we used to do in the Gambia. So that under those places where the American Embassy, the British Embassy, Minister of Interior's residence, IGP, the GPMB, Supreme Court of the Gambia, the Sierra Leonean High Ambassador those days, the IEC chairman, under some cash escort, and then border patrol. So when this thing was added to our duties, then the command, the ARC, deem it necessary, to have some weapon with us. Since the police was not having weapon at that time, then my headquarters made arrangement with the army headquarters, and we were supply AK-47, Andrei Kalashnikov 47, for those duties that I have just listed earlier on.
Can you please tell us when exactly you were supplied these weapons?
I can't remember exactly the date, but then it's in 96 or 97. Actually, I have the to be sure, to be correct or accurate, on my statement. I have the handing over and the taking over, which was given to me from the army when I was given, those AK-47s and ammunitions. But it should be 96, 97.
So between 96 to 97, you had weapons in your armory, right?
That's correct. That's the time we start having, weapons added to the one I have said earlier on.
Can you please tell us how those weapons were kept?
Right. Those weapons, were kept, in an armory in Canifing, and I have the register of all those weapons. That is, each AK-47 has a serial number, and each serial number is unique. You cannot have, one serial number for two weapons. You always have unique, serial number for each weapon. Like this in the service, we have our regimental number, which is unique for you. So this is how the weapons serial number also were unique. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go on, please.
Yeah. So I was having all those serial numbers, in my records in the office, and the number of ammunition that were given to my office. And this these weapons and the ammunition, I have somebody who's an Amora by the name Latif Ceesay. So he was virtually in charge of the Amori.
Please.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
We can hear
Can I
you,
go
so
ahead?
you can go on.
Okay. So he was the one in charge of the Amori. And each time the weapons are out, are given out, to the church, it should be under my authority. There is nobody who can take a weapon from the armory without my knowledge. And each officer taking a weapon from the armory should sign for it. The weapon you are taken from the armory under the number of ammunition, you are also given. And when you return back from your duties, you return the same weapon under the same number of ammunition that were given to you. And each time I come to the office, this is given to me for me to verify.
So basically, you had control over the weapons that were at the PIU.
Very correct, Ma. Very correct. I have somebody who's in charge. Sorry, I have somebody who is in charge, who's the Amora, but then I'm also supervising him. And each time a weapon is out, I'm aware. He cannot give a weapon out without my authority as well, without my knowledge.
How about the other tools that were under your possession? That is the batons, the shields, and the helmets.
Correct, as well. Since the seals and the helmet also were under his responsibility, but then they were not as strict as the weapons. We don't have serial numbers for those batons, for those helmets, seals, and so forth. We don't have serial numbers, but then I have the number of seals that are there, number of baton, number of helmets, and so forth and so forth. And I can know at each time whether a seal or a baton is missing as well.
So effectively, you had control over all the tools that were under the purview of the PIU.
Correct, Ma. I have a total supervision of those tools. No one can take them without my knowledge. Nobody.
Would you say that the tools that were supplied to you were proportionate to the men that you had at the PIU?
Yes, Ma, they were proportionate to the men that I had at the PIU because they were trained how to handle, arms and ammunition, batons, seals.
My correction was, let me rephrase it again. The tools that were provided to you, was it sufficient with respect to the number of men you had under you?
Okay. As I said, the police officers were well trained. They were trained how to handle and to manipulate those weapons and the equipment that were given to them. And at each point in time, if you mishandle the weapon or any equipment, then you will be punished for it, depending on the degree of the offense that the person has committed.
And in fact, you were the one that provided this training to the men that were operating directly under you, right?
That's right, Ma. With the help of the Gambia National Army, I was the one. Yeah, that's right.
You've told us about the tools that were under the command of the PIU. Can you tell us
Right,
how the command structure of the PIU was? You've told us that you were the officer in command. Can you give us the other structures as well?
Yeah, that's what I have said. Earlier on, you have the operation commander, who was the then operation commander, who was Babukar Sow, Commissioner of Police. Then you have me, and then you have the 3 platoon commanders. But in between me and the 3 platoon commanders, I have my headquarters, a sort of headquarters And in between there, you have back and the other officers, who are responsible for the day-to-day administration of the office, plus my sergeant major. So this is how the police intervention in Kanifing was structured. Under each platoon as well, you have like 3 sections for each platoon, and each section you will have a sort of section commander or section leader, if you allow me. Hello?
Yes, you can go on because we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay. Under each section, you have a section commander or a section team leader. So this is how the unit was structured.
In the case of reporting, who do you report directly to?
Yeah, in case of reporting, I report directly to the police commissioner, who was Babkar Sow.
And who does Sao report to?
Babkar Sow reports directly to the Deputy Inspector General of Police.
And I'll assume that the Deputy Inspector General of Police will report to the IG, right?
That's correct, ma. That should be the way.
Now, in receiving your orders, does it go the same way from the IG, DIG, Operation Commander, and then to you, right?
That's correct, ma. That's exactly how it should be. I don't receive orders from the IG or the Deputy Inspector General of Police. However, sometimes in some situation, they can direct orders if the situation warrants it. But then in the normal circumstances, normal way, it should come from the Commission of Operation.
Just give us an incident. In what situation will you receive a direct order from the IG or DIG?
No, it has never happened. It has never since I was there as the officer commanding, where I deployed my men for a significant operation or duties, and then received the orders from the deputy or the IGP. It has never happened before.
So in all the instances that you were officer in command of the PRU, all your instructions came from the DIG, right? No, sorry, from the operations
No,
command.
from the police. Correct, ma'am.
Now, can you tell us how these orders are conveyed to you?
Okay, the orders could come to me verbally, and they may come to me also as a written document, what we call operational orders. So these are the 2 ways that I can receive order from my Commission of Operations.
In what instances would you receive an oral order?
It depends on the Commission of Operation. That's his own discretion, because I can't probably tell him whether he should give me an oral order or a written order. But in any of the case, both cases, is either oral or a written order. And I have received cases whereby I have written orders. I have received cases whereby I have also received written orders, written or oral orders.
In following the right procedure, how are orders supposed to come to you?
In following right procedures, both procedures are right. If I'm given oral order by my superior, who is the commissioner for operation, to, for example, let me say, I need you to deploy some men to, let's say, to go for a stadium coverage, an event at the stadium. I mean, it's an oral order, then I will take it, because sometimes he may even call me over the phone. I will take it. The same thing equally to an operation, probably another operation which he might write, and I receive also orders which are written also from his office, to me, and then we execute them. So both of them are legitimate.
So can you please help us understand what an order with respect to an operation will entail?
Okay, an operational order will entail the nature of the operation. That is what kind of operation you are going to be assigned to, and in that operational order, you will as well have the detail of the number of men that you need to be given or to deploy for that particular operation. It will entail as well the equipments that you are supposed to take for that operational order, and it will entails even the use of vehicle, if you are going to use vehicle, or if you are going on a foot patrol, or if you are going on any other means. It will entail all those things. And in the order, the other thing is they will let you know what you are, so what is expected from you, what you are supposed to do for that particular operation.
And can you please understand what you mean by what is expected of you?
That is what the instructions are supposed to be put in the operational order. That is, if it is for instance, to go for a let's say public events, they will put in the operational order, you are going there to maintain law and order, protect life and property, and so forth, under arrest, under detain, suspect, if you are. Those are even basic duty of the police officer. So it's always there. As a police officer, you have those basic duties that you should know, even if they don't tell you in your operational order.
So basically, every operational order standard should contain one. Let me read it out to you. The nature of the operation, the number of men that you're supposed to take for the operation, correct? The equipment
Yes, correct,
you
ma.
are supposed to take for the operation, correct?
Yes, ma. Correct, ma.
If you're going to take a vehicle, correct?
Correct, ma.
What is expected of you, as in maintaining law and order, is always there, correct?
Yeah.
Protecting
Correct, ma.
life and property is always there, correct?
Correct,
And
ma.
if you're supposed to conduct any arrest, it will be written or placed in the order, right?
No, it's not going to be placed in the order. It might not place on the order, because those protecting life, properties, arresting, detaining, and so forth, those are basic duties of the police that every police officer knows about it. You don't need to be told. Those are your basic duties. So it's there as you carry on your duties.
So you're saying, regardless of the fact that it does not contain the portion wherein it states that you're supposed to protect life and property, it is implied that in every operation, you should bear in mind that you're supposed to protect life and property, correct?
Very, very correct, ma. Very correct.
Thank you very much. Now we'll proceed to how long you have been officer in command of the PIU.
I was officer in command of the PIU up to 1998, June 98. No, February 98, when I was selected to go for a peacekeeping operation in Sierra Leone as a UN police officer. So in Sierra Leone, I'm saying Sierra Leone, in Angola, sorry, point of correction. Hello?
Sorry, you can proceed because we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. So I said, point of correction, it was not in Sierra Leone, but in Angola, the peacekeeping mission in Angola in 1998. So I went, to Angola, and that was the time I left. the country and went to Angola for 6 to 7 months. Then I came in 1999. Upon my return, I was posted back. I was sent back to the police intervention unit.
That was in 1998, huh?
Yeah, when I left the country to for a peacekeeping mission in Angola.
Sorry, can you repeat your answer?
Yes, I said yes. That was the time I left the country in 1998, and then I went, to Angola for a peacekeeping mission. That's correct.
And when did you return from the peacekeeping mission?
From the peacekeeping mission, I returned in 1999. If I remember very well, that was in February 99. I came back to the country.
When you came back, what post were you given?
When I came back in 1999, I went back again to the police intervention as the officer commanding the the units.
How long did you remain in that position?
In that position, I remained up to 2001 again, when I was selected a second time to go for another peacekeeping mission in East Timor.
Can you please give us the dates you went for the peacekeeping mission?
The peacekeeping mission in East Timor, that was in January 2001 until July 2002.
Thereafter, what did you do?
Thereafter, in 2002 to 2003, I was the officer commanding Banjul International Airport and Brikama Division.
And for how long did you remain in that position?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's in 2002 until 2003 February, when I was the officer commanding police Gambia, the Brikama Division, and then the airport, Banjul International Airport.
And what was your next deployment?
From there, my next deployment was when I was given a secondment because I went to a competitive exam again, and then I was given a job with the United Nations, was UNDP. That was in 2003 February, when I was given an appointment with UNDP in Cape Point, Banjul.
What was the nature of your appointment?
I was a security officer as well. Basically, it was security duties.
And for how long did you remain in that position, and when?
I remained in that position through 2004 March, when I had now an international appointment with the same organization, which is the United Nations. Then I went to the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda in Tanzania.
Can you please give us a date you had an appointment at the tribunal?
At the tribunal, I was there on March. My first day at work was March 2004, when I went to the tribunal to take up my job.
My apologies. For how long did you remain in that position?
I remained in that position until 2009 September, when I went to another mission within the United Nations, which was the Central African Republic and the Chad mission.
After your mission in Chad, where did you work next?
Yes, after my mission, in Chad in 2010, I was there until 2010 December. Then I was moved again, redeployed again to the United Nations, mission in Ivory Coast, Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. And there too, I was there as a close protection officer as well for 5 years.
That will be till 2015, right?
That's correct. Till April 2015, when I was again, redeployed to the United Nations mission in Mali. And I was there for another 3 months, which all the way to February 2018, when I was moved to the actual mission where I am now actually, which is the United Nations mission South Sudan.
So you're currently working with the United Nations in Sudan, correct?
That's right. That's right, Ma.
Well, you've
And can I
Yes.
have a point of a bracket, on that?
Okay then.
Yeah, as I'm working with the United Nations, I was like I took my early retirement, so I was no more working with the Gambia government. I was now working with an international organization, and even coming to this commission, I have to have an authorization because it's a private activity, and so for that being the case, anything that I'm saying here or anything that I'm explaining here has nothing absolutely to do with the United Nations. It's all about me when I was in the Gambia police force or in the army or in the gendarmerie. That was just the bracket I wanted to put.
Thank you very much for that clarification, and that is basically why you are called today as a witness. And thank you for
That's right, Ma.
honoring the call of your country to come and
Thank
reveal
you, Ma.
the truth of what happened
That's right.
in 2000. So we'll go back to
Right.
your position as the officer in command of the PIU.
Right, Ma.
Back. Hello, Mr. Njai, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ma. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you very well, loud and clear.
Back in April 2000, what position did you have?
Back in April 2000, I was an assistant superintendent of police commanding the police intervention unit.
As an assistant superintendent, you were the most senior personnel at the PIU, correct?
That's very correct, Ma. I was the most senior personnel in PIU, was the officer commanding.
As at that time, you've explained several conditions to us as to how the PIU works, the men under you, and the manner
That's
in
right.
which you carry out your operations. As at that time,
That's right.
was that the case?
Yes, Ma. After that time, that was, the case. And that was how, we were supposed to work, and that was how I was working with the police intervention unit until I leave, the unit.
Can you please explain to us the events leading to April 10th, as far as you can recall?
Right. As far as my recollections, are, the evening of April 10th, that is on the 9th of April in the evening, I was informed by my police commander that I have mentioned earlier on, who's the police commissioner of operation, Babukar Sow. Hello?
Yes, proceed.
Okay. Now, he informed me that there could be a demonstration staged by by students.
Can you
And
please tell us?
for that,
I'm really sorry for cutting you off,
okay,
but can you
no
please
problem,
tell
ma'am.
us when you were informed about this?
This what I'm saying is the evening. That was the evening of April 10th, the 9th of April in the evening. I was informed, if I recall very well, but it was a day before April 10th by my Commissioner of Operation.
In what manner was
That
this information channeled to you?
it was verbal, mom. It was verbal. It was verbal.
And at what time of,
when
sorry, my
okay,
apologies again. Sorry to cut you, but you have to wait for my questions before you answer it. That way
okay,
the
okay, right,
testimony can go on smoothly.
right.
Thank you. At what time of the day did he call to inform you about this?
I can't remember exactly the time of the day, but I believe, if my memory serves me very well, it was, in the evening of the night.
Can you please tell us what he exactly told you?
Okay, what he had exactly informed me is that student my state registration the following day, which was on the 10th. And for that being the case, I should prepare my standby, units. That was the police intervention for any further deployment. This is what he told me at the first stage, and then he told me as well, you need to prepare all equipments, gears necessary, for you to carry on. Those are the rare gears and so forth. I should then make them ready.
Sorry, the instructions he gave you with respect to a possible demonstration, would you see that as an order from him?
Right, ma. Right, ma. It's an order. It's an instruction. If he asks me that prepare your men, prepare your equipments, and that there is a likelihood of a demonstration staged by students, so it's an instruction. It's an order.
Would that be an operation order?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's an operational order because he already told me, to prepare my men and the equipment. So it has come, from him to me.
So from him, the instructions were,
From
one,
him.
that you should take care of your men and equipment, right?
That's
Were
right.
those the
That's
only
right.
two instructions given to you?
Yes, ma. If I remember, yes, those were the only two instructions. Prepare your men, your equipments, and then get ready, for any further, deployment instruction. As of the following day, it was April 10th.
Did you ask him to provide further information with respect to the order he was given?
Yes, I did so. I did so because I asked him, in fact, to let me know what kind of demonstration, who are the exact, people who wants to go on demonstration, and why they were even going also on demonstration. But then the intelligence, probably was not much enough, to give me all those details. So I did not have any further information with regards, to that.
As far as you know, the order that was given to you by Mr. Sao, sorry, to go back, in what manner did he transmit this information to you?
I'm not remembering, but I believe, if my memory serves me well, he called me. But then I definitely received, something from him, because he was the one who informed me of the stage, demonstration that was supposed to be carried out by these students. So he informed me. He definitely informed me.
As far as you know, were those orders written?
No, they were not, there was no written order. Nothing absolutely written that was given to me. They were all verbal.
And did you see the order that he gave to you as sufficient with respect to the operation that you're supposed to embark on?
Yeah, at that stage in time, it was sufficient because as a police officer, I know the nature of the how to call it. I know the nature of what was probably going to take place, and where it was going to take place, and then I think it was sufficient enough, for me to prepare, my men for that.
As far as you can recall, did you receive or see any operational order with respect to the issue that Mr. Sao told you over the phone?
To be honest with you, I haven't seen any written operational order or instruction with regards, to those, duties that I was supposed to carry out the following day. I haven't seen any operational order indeed.
What would you say then to the suggestion that Mr. Sao, in fact, did send an operational order to all the divisional heads, and you, as one of the divisional heads, received an operational order for the April 10th incident?